and welcome to take two of A Daily Dose of Hope, day 129. A daily dose of hope is just that. It is a dose of hope that I was guided to give by my guides because the energies on our planet are starting to get more and more wacky. The frequencies are rising, so things are starting to change and shift. And if you're not aware of it, the waves can knock you down. And so I'm here just to keep everyone balanced and not so that you don't get too polarized or too emotional about all the crazy things you might see out there in the news or the media or whatever. So yeah, and I was just kicked off of YouTube again. And so I'm now broadcasting from Rumble onto YouTube. But yeah, I don't, yeah, crazy. But the funny thing was, it's very ironic because I was talking about the concept of trigger words. So it's just funny. How ironic is that? I was talking about trigger words, and I must have used some trigger words, and they kicked me off, or they froze me. It's froze me. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining in again. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Um, I'm planning on. I got a new computer a bit ago, but I have no time to kind of set it up. But when I do, I can just multi-broadcast. I'm using an old computer now that doesn't really allow me to do that. So um, I'll get around to that soon, so hopefully it all works well. But yeah, so what I was talking about in the other, by the way, nice to see all of you. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again. Daily Dose of Hope has three parts: a bit of a talk about something that's going around, a channeling, and a pocket of peace, which is a guided meditation. And so let's begin. Hello, Kathy. Oh, Kathy, you're back as well. All right, thanks, guys. Um, yeah, and so what I was talking about the other one, I guess I'll just rehash it a bit. Sorry if you've listened to it again, if you've heard it already. But so I was talking about the heat here. It's extremely hot here in Japan. Oh, by the way, I'm in Japan. Hello from Japan. I've been here for almost half my life. Just kind of ended up here. So a lot of people ask me like, so how long have you been in the military? It's like, nope, never been in the military. Well, what are you doing? And I'm not quite sure. I just kind of ended. So yeah, there are, because there's huge, military bases all over Japan, and yeah. But I just kind of. So were you really interested in Japanese culture? It's like, not really. Just yeah. Was fate. So but because of this heat today, I have a bit of what I was told by my Australian friend is they call it a gastro. I've got a gastro today, and then I wanted to share what I was sharing before about this story that I'm working on that I got from a dream, and it's called Topia, and it's about this commune that where you go into this commune, and in the commune, if you use words that you're not supposed to use, people get triggered, and their eyes will start to, first they'll look shocked, and then really sad, and then their eyes will kind of disassociate, and they won't really be there, and then they'll start singing Broadway songs at the top of their lungs. And so in the dream, this is somehow I was there to kind of like bring up all the trigger words. I was kind of working. That was my job, to try to help to break through whatever was happening there, and to kind of go for free thought, I guess. And but so I would use like the words that you're not supposed to use, and then people would break out in song, like memories like the colors of my mind, and they just break out in song, and then it'd be like a flash mobs thing. So everyone else would start jumping in and singing, and as I was saying in the other video, I'm not a big Broadway fan. I think it's wonderful, it's great, but just it never really, it's not really my thing. Yeah, just different style. But so no, stop, no. But I guess in the dream it was kind of like my job, so it's like so the next day I had to use more, And but anyway, so that was the dream, and I was talking a little bit about trigger words. That's how I onto the topic of trigger words. So trigger words are words that people can use in, especially in our society now, that will make someone emotional. You can just use one or two words, and someone's going to be very emotional, very polarized, and angry. It's so easy. And so that's how polarized we are, that there's just one or two words can really flip something upside down. And as a kid, I remember back in the 90s and the 80s, like, it wasn't as polarized. You could use a lot more words, and people would be willing to discuss and debate and talk about things. But now it's just, yeah, super polarized. And so these words have so much power. And so there's trigger words, trigger situation, and trigger people. Oh, hey, Judy. And so, for us to become sovereign citizens on this planet, it's really important that we understand where we are triggered. Um, so, not like a judgment of ourselves, but just, oh, okay, I'm triggered by this. Okay, this makes me feel a certain way. Just acknowledging that is so powerful. That allows you to take control of the situation. I'm feeling these feelings about this. That's interesting. It's just a word, but it makes me feel this way. Why? What's going on? And so, yeah, trigger words. And so it's magic. It's a magic word. It's imbued with magic. And so it's really important to not be swayed by it, in that sense. Um, so that's what I wanted to say. I think I'm not saying it as well as I was before, but oh well. Uh, so, and then I was talking about the Course in Miracles, how it enables you to work through all of the things that you're triggered by, all the things that you're judging, all the things that you're triggered by, on a daily basis, which is really, really cool. I thought that was great. But I'm taking a break from it at the moment. I'm taking a bit of a sabbatical so I can get a kind of a bigger, wider perspective. I think sometimes you can get very kind of too focused sometimes. So I'm trying to kind of get a little bit more of a wider perspective. But I think it's a wonderful way of working through the triggers. And so, and just to share one other thing about this is, I remember when the wackiness first started a few years ago, I posted something on social media about something that was going on, and I got viciously attacked by people that I thought were kind of, associates, not friends, but like friends of friends that I knew. Is vicious. It was vicious, and I was attacked. I was psychically attacked. I got attacked in my dreams too. And it's like, oh my goodness, what are these people doing? So with trigger words, there's a lot more going on than just what's on the surface. This is a very serious thing that's going on, and I just wanted to share that. Because I didn't realize it at the time. Then I jumped into it. So, oh my goodness, there's so much more to what's going on with all of these words than that is revealed on the surface. And that's when I realized it's so important to get emotional about these things. Just, it's a thing, whatever it is. Okay, I'm not afraid, I'm not sad, I'm not angry, I'm just seeing it in a neutral way. Okay, so okay, great, I see it, I understand. And that is where we are the most powerful. That is where we are sovereign. That is where we can be sovereign beings and take back our control. We're not flowing into a trance state. We're not just, shutting off our mind and singing Broadway songs. We're there. We're seeing it, and we say, okay, so what's next? Okay? What do you want to say behind that or about that? And if we can all do that, then we have taken back our power. And and then I wanted, so on YouTube, which I'm streaming to now, I think it's working. If they haven't cut me off again, but I was cut off because of using trigger words, which is funny. Anyway, let's see if I'm just checking to see if it's still working. And then I wanted so on. Oh, that's interesting. It's still working. I don't know how this works, but okay. So I'm going to go into a channeling, and I'm going to see if they have anything to add to all of this, or if there's anything else that they'd like to talk about. So here we go. Greetings. We are that one that you know of as Esmeralda, and we are what you would know as a mermaid, but we don't call ourselves mermaids, as you don't call yourselves humans all the time. We just are who we are. And we are here today. We have been guiding this being for a long time now. Not very long in your Earth years, but we have been behind the scenes working with him for a long time. And what we would like to share with all of you today is a bit of a secret about this being. We think that it's okay to share this secret about him. What we would like to share is that he is painfully shy. He is painfully shy. If you would meet him in public, you would be surprised at how quiet and how shy he is. And why we bring this up today is because of all of the different masks that all of you wear when you are out and about and when you are not out and about. Many of you have many different masks that you wear, and these masks take a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy for you to create a mask and to hold up that mask and to hide behind it. Whereas if you did not have that mask, it would be so much more easy for you to survive. And what we would say is that in these coming times, as this being is talking about being sovereign, one of the main ideas with being sovereign is starting to take off your mask. So, for example, with this being, he is not really shy. He is shy on the surface, but he is not necessarily shy. He is just easily overwhelmed by groups of people and by sounds. And so he is very, very much, we would say he's very much an empath in that sense. And because of that, a lot of public situations tend to shut him down and he becomes very quiet and withdrawn. But what we would like him to do more and more is to stop that. He doesn't have to do that anymore. He can just come out and be who he really is and not be so overwhelmed. He just needs to understand that all of these energies, that he does not have to internalize them, that he can just let them flow through him. Just as all of you as well. You don't need to be so affected by these things. So as this being is talking about words, similarly, energies and emotions, there's no need to be so affected by them. You can just ride through your day, through all of these words and through all of these emotions, and just let them go. Let them go, let them go, let them go. Stand in your power, stand in your power. Because when you are in your power, you are truly there and you're truly able to create the world that you would love to see. And that is our advice to all of you. And you can take it or leave it. But our advice is to stand in your power, to stand up for who you are, to take off those masks and be exactly who you are. So we would challenge this being to start talking about what he does here, this channeling, because he does not talk to many people around him about it. Very few, only 2 or 3 people. We would suggest for him to broadcast to the mountains, and he will be surprised at the response he will get. He believes that he will be bashed and he will be attacked. And while that is true to a very small extent, to the larger extent, there will be a great welcoming and a great understanding, because he does not realize is that a lot of the people around him already do sense that he is doing this. You see, humans are not as stupid as they look. We mean that in jest, of course, but people are able to pick up so much more than you could ever imagine. The people around you are much more psychic than you give them credit for. We are that one that you know of as Esmeralda. Okay. All right. She spilled my secret. I'm not painfully shy, like I think she went a little too far. I'm not painfully shy. I'm shy, but I'm not painfully shy. I mean, I can function in society. I talk to people. I think she was just making things too extreme. And now I sound like I'm kind of all right. So maybe I'm more shy than I think I am. So let's see. Kathy, you say masks take a lot of energy. They do. They do. Um, Judy says, same here, overwhelmed with groups. Yeah. Michael, been paying attention to triggers this week. Very good timing. Oh, good, good. Yeah, it's so important. There's so many of them now, like, and they're so powerful and they're so charged with energy. Um, and Kathy say, ha ha ha, people already know we are weird. Yeah, yeah. I think they already do. I think so. Maybe I'll just try it out, broadcast it and see what happens. I haven't even told most of my family, but I guess, you never know how much time is left. So I might as well just say it, be honest, right? And Michael, you say, get a real job. Good advice. Thanks. Kathy, you were painfully shy. Yeah, so like I guess like in a situation where I feel comfortable, which is funny because I'm kind of broadcasting this live, but yeah, I guess because I'm in my room. But with people that I feel comfortable with, I'm very not shy. So yeah, I guess yeah, it's normal amount of shyness. All right, let's get off the topic of shyness. We'll just forget about all that stuff, and yeah, let's go into a pocket of peace. And today's pocket of peace is about taking off our masks. How's that? Broadcasting who we are to the mountains, standing up on the soapbox and just shouting out to everyone. And before I start, I have a quick anecdote. I don't even know if it's an anecdote. I have a quick short story about standing on soapboxes. When I went to India, I was walking through this market, and all of a sudden these guys came out and they had these like milk crates or like soapboxes, and they stood them up, and then they stood on top of them, and they all started saying, come, this is cheap, this restaurant is cheap, or this, buy these clothes. And I thought, oh, they really are like standing on soapboxes, and people actually do that. Anyway, so let's go into the pocket of peace. All right. I think I'm really digressing a lot today. So here we go. Pocket of peace on taking off our masks. I've got my my drum here, and we're gonna do a bit of manic drumming here, and just keep. Here we go. Speaking of triggers, what this rhythm does is it triggers your brain to lower the frequency a bit, not in a negative way, but lower it so that it's not in this monkey mind place. So it's more in a place of relaxation, like right after you wake up or right before you go to bed. And that's what this rhythm does. It's called entraining. So your brain naturally will hear this rhythm, and it will try to tune itself with the rhythm. And that's how we work. We like to harmonize with everything, we humans. All right, so now I'd like you to imagine that you're surrounded by this mist of unconditional love. And it surrounds you, and it makes you feel that you're blessed and you're loved and you're perfect exactly as you are. There's nowhere that you have to go. There's nothing that you have to do, nothing that you have to say, nothing to worry about, nothing to regret. You're perfect. Just bask in that energy. You're okay. You are in perfect health. You are healed. You are loved. And just let that energy permeate your room. It just lights up everything in your room. And then out in your city, your county, state, prefecture, and then the whole country, and then the world. Everyone is just covered with this light of unconditional love, and they just feel it. They just feel it. Wow, I'm in love. I'm making love. This is great. This is beautiful. I feel like I'm home. There's nowhere that I need to go, nothing that I have to do, say. It's beautiful. And you know what? Let's add this extra bit today. You know what? Everyone's saying, you know what? I don't have to be this person that I am outside. That's not who I am on the inside. Why am I not talking about who I really am? What am I afraid of? There's nothing to be afraid of. There's everything to be in love about. Because the more you share who you are, their world, world, the more who you are comes back to you, and you can create more of who you are. And as she said, you'd be surprised at how many people will love you right back for it, and respect you for standing in your power. And by you standing in your power, that'll help them to stand in their power. Because we're all weirdos, right? And if we start to just accept that and understand that and just say, yeah, I'm not like other people. I'm a little bit different. And that's good. And I'm proud. I'm proud of this. Hey, I talk to mermaids. Or whatever it is that you do. Let's imagine everyone around the world just, yeah, I'm gonna start doing it. I'm gonna start shouting this to the mountaintops, because that's who I am, and there's no reason to cover that up anymore. And if people don't want to accept that, if people can't accept that, then it's better that they're not in my vicinity. They're not my friends, and that's all. Just have to accept who I am, and then we can find out who we are, and we can find our true tribe as well. The truer we are, the more our tribe will come, and the more the whole world will start to be who it needs to be, what it needs to be. We're all different, and we're all wonderful in that sense. Yeah. All right, so this pocket of peace is for everyone. You can take this wherever you go, and you can put it in your pocket, and yeah, just use it whenever you need it. And here, yeah, thanks. All right, guys. So interesting. I'm getting some sounds in my room from that. There's some rapping noises going on. Must have stirred up something. All right. So, yeah, guys, thank you very much for listening in. Sorry about the technical difficulties. It's not like I'm really going, I'm not talking about anything that's too crazy, So I don't know. Maybe it is, I guess, in a sense. But so, yeah, thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it. I hope you are hopeful, and I hope I'm not frozen. And I hopefully will see you guys tomorrow if all goes well. Oh, thanks. I'm not frozen. Okay, good. Thanks. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, everyone else listening in. I hope you're hopeful, and I will see you tomorrow if all works well. So, ciao.